there was this player, I believe he was an offensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins, who is now on the Philadelphia Eagles. And a fake quote, something that he never said, sort of went viral, where it talked about, hey, the culture in Miami was a mess. I'm so happy that I'm in Philadelphia now. And all these news publications ran with that, whether it was USA Today or Yahoo Sports. All these publications ran with it. And now the player had to come out and say, whoa, 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 I didn't say any of this stuff. This is a fake quote that everybody is going crazy. I never said anything about the culture. I loved my time in Miami. So it's just, we are in such a dangerous world right now with social media and with all
Tell
these
me more, Coca. Did he say it or did he not say it?
No, he didn't say it. It ended up being some sort of like AI website where they're just posting fake articles, where they're just posting AI generated stuff, where it's just, there is nothing of truth. Like one of the other articles that was on there was like a player was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's like, no, he's still the starting running back, for the Jets. But it's just,
do you ever get caught the way I do, Coca?
I would say a majority of the time I do not. Like I feel like it's easy for people to get caught, but it should not be that easy for news publications to get caught. But there are all these aggregator accounts that are online now that have hundreds of thousands of followers who don't care. They just see anything that's out there and they see, credited to ESPN. So they just post it and they send it out to their hundreds of thousands of followers. And it's just, we are in such a messy world now because of social media. I can only imagine what it might have been like for you when you were president of the Marlins and just every day there was some unhappy fan who was blasting out fake quotes to try and get you in trouble.
We didn't have a chance to talk to Logan Marson about this yesterday, but he was the original tweeter. He was the original adapter in baseball. He had a very active Twitter account, and it made me crazy. I wasn't on Twitter at the time. I didn't join at all until I was done with baseball. And I was always concerned that it was so distracting to him. And I would say to him all the time, no one cares about you if you stink, no matter how good your tweets are. So focus on baseball only. And what never occurred to me then, and it still doesn't occur to me now, as is exhibited by the fact that I call you every day saying, oh my God, did this really happen? It never occurred to me that the information age would come with it a lack of good information. I always thought the information age was supposed to be, look at all this stuff we have access to. We have way more data points now to make decisions because we can learn way more about a topic. Now what happens is I don't believe anything I read unless my guard is down, and then I'm thinking of retweeting something or making it a topic, and you yell at me to say, David, that's not real. What you're really saying is you're old, you're a boomer, you're a fool, you're an idiot. How could you fall for a Twitter account that has a letter different? It's not the New York Post, it's the New York Past or whatever the hell it could be. And I wonder if it's just a me thing because I don't hear my kids talking about it. I don't hear my kids getting fooled into thinking something's real that's not, or them getting fooled with what's AI and what's not. To them, it's part of their life. It's part of what they embrace. It's part of what they do. So I have to believe that as my generation gets older and then croaks and new generations are coming up, they're coming up in a world where they don't actually think anything of whether something's real or not because it's instinctual to them.
Yeah, I had just seen, I believe it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Is that his name?
I love him.
Yeah, that he is
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, he is like fighting right now against AI, where he basically says like your digital self should be owned by you.
That was the whole strike. The whole SAG-AFTRA strike was over AI.
Exactly. And that's sort of, the world that we're in is that, things that are online, it takes people so long to see if that is a real thing or if that's not a real thing. And it's just things online move so quickly that there's going to be somebody that picks up something fake and is just going to push that fake thing, and then it falls into the wrong hands, and it's just everybody wants to say something.
But my
That's the
point is that you don't make those mistakes that I do. And your children, if you have them, and my children are going to make even fewer mistakes and their children fewer. Someone's always
but
going to
I
get
don't but yeah,
fooled.
but I don't believe see, but that's what I think you're wrong. And I think you're wrong because I just don't think they care about that mistake. I don't think that they care if the information is factual or not because they're just going to move on. It's not them that's involved in that story. It's not them feeding that fake take. You have to go on, you have to go on a podcast or you have to go on a television show and you have to be the expert. You have to be the person who is giving out reliable information. If I'm just having a conversation at the dinner table, no one really cares if the story is that factual or not. They're just interested in the story. But I'm saying for people like you who are supposed to be educating people, it the truth matters way more because you have a larger platform where people are looking upon you as being, the gospel. If David says this, it must be true. And I think that's the big difference. So when you
Well, I
talk about your
tried,
kids, but when you
but
talk about your kids and you talk about the next generation, you have to say the next generation of me, the next generation of people who are supposed to be filling, this void that we have. But I think a lot of it is when you see these aggregator accounts, they don't care because there is no repercussion. They're just going to keep sending out what they're sending out because it's incentivized. The more clicks you get, the more people you get to read your tweets, the better it is for you. So we are incentivizing misinformation. And that's the stuff to me that is most scary.
bad movies make money. Bad teams can sometimes win. There's no question that kids don't care whether it's really Joseph Gordon-Levitt or not. They're caring about the final product, whether they like it, whether they don't, whether they can interact with it. Truth, as you know, has become a concept that is far more difficult to attain, far even more difficult than that to grasp. And people don't even attempt it anymore. And that's scary to me. And I hope that it's not the case that generations behind me don't seek the truth or want the truth or speak truth to power, because it's so important to give people two different points of view, two different perspectives.